Hello everybody. Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Say hello. Hello. So today we are going to be making a very different Christmas tree topper. This is actually going to be for my own personal Christmas tree. So I will, once we have our tree up, I have to fluff it and everything. So I will probably put the actual tree topper onto my tree tomorrow. I just gotta be careful. I hurt my good leg. I hurt my good knee the other day, so I'm still recovering from that. Hello everybody. So I'm doing something a little different this year with my Christmas tree because my granddaughter, hi everybody, hi. My granddaughter is just a little over 1 and she is into everything. So I've decided I'm going to put the tree up, but I'm not going to put ornaments on the tree. Okay, because a lot of my ornaments that I have are collector ornaments for Disney, and some of them are worth a lot of money. So I'm not even gonna go there this year. I'm not gonna tempt her. We'll get her to stay away from the tree, but you know, if something happens to the tree and it falls over or whatever, you know, no one will get hurt because it's just an artificial tree and none of my stuff will get broken. So I decided I'm going to make a really big, fun tree topper to go onto my tree. And I'm going to decorate a lot of my tree with ribbons and stuff. You know, that way, you know, if she pulls a bow off the tree, no big deal. So I am going to be using the small board. Now I had to sit here for 2 hours this morning, ripping stuff apart and figuring all this out for you guys. I actually made a recipe for you guys. Now, this recipe can be switched out with any ribbons you have or any picks and sprays you have. Whatever you have on hand or whatever matches your decor, you can make this by using this recipe. Now, everything I have is Disney, so I am making my tree topper a fun inspired tree topper. It does look like a lot. It's not. Now, if you try and make a tree topper with just your hands and bows and everything, this tree topper, all you're going to have to do is zip tie it onto the top of the tree. And I will show you guys how I do that tomorrow. And the nice thing about this tree topper is it's not smushable, okay? So I'm going to show you. Like I tweaked things a bit, and I think it's going to be fabulous. If it doesn't fabulous, well, then I wasted maybe an hour of your time. But anyways, I did post this recipe if you would like to recreate or do something similar. It is in a PDF in the description. It will also be in the description of the replay tomorrow on YouTube. I am streaming live to YouTube right now, but I will be editing the video tomorrow because I know I talk a lot and it'll probably take me an hour and a half, which probably only should take maybe 40 minutes. So I will edit the video tomorrow. It'll get uploaded on YouTube, but this PDF this PDF sheet will be it is in the description right now, and it will be in YouTube, okay? So like I said, I'm using the small board, row 1. Now, if you're not familiar with the Creek board, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 2 holes in the center. I counted that 2 holes in the center as row 5, okay? So row 1, what I'm going to be doing is I got all kinds of really fun picks. Like I scoured the website and got Dave to bring me home all kinds of really fun stuff. I'm not going to probably use all this. I just wanted to show you guys, okay? So, because it's Disney themed, I thought the red and white for sure will match all my Christmas decor that goes with my tree. So, I have these two, and I also, in the description, everything I'm using is available on the website right now. And I give you guys all the SKUs, okay? So, I was doing my homework. So, these are the two, these are the striped curls that is in the description. This is the polka dot curls in the description. And I kind of brought two of everything. Probably won't use two of everything. So we got stripes, we got polka dots. Look how cute this is. He is going smack dab at the top of my bow, of my tree topper bow. He is just a pick, one little pick. There's different Santa Clauses. There's different snowman picks on our website. But I do have the SKU for this guy. There's different ones on the website, but I thought I'm going to add some blue into this design because I'm actually using this candy ribbon that has blue in it as well. Okay, so that's that. And then I have some red hemlock. The hemlock is amazing for adding that sparkle that sometimes you might want. And we have the glittered hemlock in all kinds of colors. So I'm going to be using red. It's going to kind of be in the background, but just more of a filler. Okay. And then I got some of these balls. I think the balls may be too much, but I brought them home anyways. Balls are always fun on a tree topper. Not sure if I'm going to use them, but brought them home anyways. And then these are two candy, people just tuck them into their wreath. These glitter candy peppermints. We're going to make picks out of these because I want to use them as a pick for the topper. Okay. And then I have these. These came from a kit. I can't remember what kit. They're just peppermint candies that match the ribbon. Not sure if I'm going to use them, but we got them anyways. All right, so those are the picks I'm going to use. I'm not going to use all of them probably, but I'm going to show you what you can do. Okay, so for this recipe, I have completely loaded row 2, all the holes in the shared holes, row 3, all the holes in the shared holes, and row 4, all the holes in the shared holes. Okay? On the front, there is a ton of writing. That writing is for me. You can do the same thing. It basically is this recipe that I wrote it right on the board, which is nice with Unique and Creek boards because you can write your whole pattern on your board. Because obviously this looks like a lot, but trust me, it's not if you pay attention to the recipe, okay? So row one at the top meaning there's a number 1, 2, 3. Where that number 1 is, that is the complete center of the small board. So the number 1 is in the middle between these two holes. If you go completely down, there is another set of holes at the bottom, completely center. That one and then these two, I have marked with a big, huge T. They're going to be big tails coming out the bottom, okay? And they will be the last thing that we do. All right, so first thing we're going to do for row 1 is we are going to add some of our picks. And then over top of the picks, we are going to start making a bow. Okay, so you're going to have to bear with me, because even if you've printed this off to follow me along, reading it right now probably won't make any sense. However, once I'm done this video, it'll probably make a lot of sense. All right, so at the top on row 1, where I said there's a number 1, I put a zip tie. And then I put a zip tie on the right and left into the normal holes on row 1, and then another one to the right and left. So right at the top of my small board, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I don't do all recipes. This is a confusing one, so that's why I thought I'd do a recipe, and I haven't done this in a long time. Actually, this is the first time I've ever done this. Never seen anybody make a bow topper like this, so it should be interesting, okay? But I figured if I did the recipe and gave you guys the description list of all the SKUs, it will help you a lot. All right, we are going to start first with adding our picks just to the top. I don't know if you guys know what a bow topper is, but a lot of people are doing big bows, and then you add all kinds of stuff at the top that are, you know, fun, or, you know, greenery or whatever. And I forgot my drink. Oh, why do I do this every single time? Okay, so let's see what we got here. So because I only have one snowman pick, my snowman is going dead center in the middle. And then I have this candy cane looking curly spray. One's going to go on this side, and one is going to go on this side. Okay, this is literally a really easy way to do this, my friends. And then I have this polka dot one, which I really like. I love this polka dot. It's not made the greatest. There's like glue and stuff, but that's okay. It comes from the manufacturer like that. Guys, when it comes from the manufacturer, there's not much we can do about it. It's going on a bow topper, so you're really not going to see any of the strands of glue and stuff, so I'm okay with it. But I am going to put this polka dot one. It is going to go in the center. I'm going to have the snowman on top of it. And then we're going to add some glitter. We are going to add a bit of fun glitter for a filler. And I'm thinking the glitter will go in the back, so it'll probably be the first thing I put on. We're going to go in the back. And you notice I'm only doing the top of our bow thing. So our glitter filler of the Hemlock is going to go kind of in the back, and that fills it all up. And then these Peppermint, now you can hang these on your tree, which I just might do because it'll match my tree. We're going to make a pick out of these, okay? And this, once I get the pick, that pick is going to go about here and about here, okay? I know it looks like a complete mess right now, but bear with me, okay? So I'm just going to put these over here, and we will get started. Now, those are the picks. Once we get the picks on, we will move on to the actual bow part. All right, now you can use the large board. I don't have a very big tree, okay? If you have like a big 12-foot monster tree, you may want to use the large board for this project, so your bow will be a lot bigger, okay? So I'm going to come back to this once we start, because this, all the colors, they actually mean something and everything. So, but right now, we're just going to go on row 1. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to make these little candy things into a pick. Now I'm going to use some of the excess wire that I'm going to cut off of some of these picks. I'm going to add that to my to making these. So there is a fishing wire on here. I'm just going to cut the fishing wire off. Not that it's, you can't even see it, but it's not a big deal. But there we go. Now the snowman is going right into center of number 1. I just got to kind of figure out how long I want it. So this I want in the back. So the polka dot one. I guess I'm going to need to. Okay. And then the snowman right about there. So just a little bit up on the polka dot. So we have this top one, the center one, going right out the top of his head. And then we have these two at the side. So I am going to cut my stem right about there for the snowman. Now I'm going to use this stem for our candy. And I did cut down this one, but I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more. All right, that's good. And then, now these are huge hemlock bushes or hemlock sprays. I don't think I need the whole thing because it's a lot. Let's see. But I am using it as a filler. You know what? I'm going to put the whole thing in so I don't have to. I'm going to cut this one down. Now this would be great for like if you're doing golds, and because we have all kinds of colors of the hemlock glitter. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put the filler in, which is this. So where I had the number 1, that zip tie, I'm going on either side of that. Okay, just putting right into the zip tie. So there's the center. I'm going to put the hemlock on one side, right till the base of the hemlock hits the outer portion of our small board, or you can use the large board. All right. So that is our filler. So I'm sticking it in till the base of the hemlock hits the board. Again, filler, just backdrop. Open these. Make sure they're all nice and open so you're seeing what the money. Okay. Open these up. And then if it's too long, I can like snip this top one off, or I can even snip the bottom one here. Actually, maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. Let's just go with the flow. Now I'm going to make these candies into picks as well. So I'm going to get an awl, and I'm going to put a hole. Trying to see, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put a hole. It is only styrofoam. There we go. So there's one. I'm going to do the other one. Just seeing if there was an area that was kind of yucky, but there's not really, so I'll just pick right here. Okay, make a hole again. Cut a piece of this wiring off, thick wire. Where did my hole go? I can't see my hole. There it is. Perfect. I'll just cut this down a little bit long. Make sure it's the same. Okay, so I am doing this just to get your juices flowing if you would like to make one as well. Now I'm going to take my hot glue gun, put glue into that hole, and there we go. We made picks out of them now. Dave?
Yeah.
Honey, I forgot my drink, as usual.
Did you say come here?
No, I forgot my drink. I'm wondering if you can bring me a drink.
What, bubbly?
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
in my Mickey Mouse cup, I'd like it so it stays cold. I don't know how long I'll be here. Okay, so I am going to put the filler on. That is going on either side of the center. Okay, now I'm going to put my polka dot curlies right in the center where it's the number 1. It's probably a little bit long as well. I'm cutting these down. Okay. Now I am putting them, as I angle them, they are going into other zip ties. So they will be zip tied as well into somewhere else. So it's going, this one's right in the center. And then I'm going to put my snowman. And I want my snowman's head to be right where this middle one, you see where the tape is? My snowman head is going so it's, you don't see that tape. Thank you, lovey.
You're welcome.
Ah, perfect. Okay. And then we are going to put these striped candy cane type picks. Again, I have all the SKUs and they're all available. I did check. I am going to put one striped one. So there's the center. We did the Hemlock. I'm going to put one of these sprays into that zip tie. And then we'll do, cut this one down. Okay. Now, why I'm showing you guys this, because it's never been done before. However, for those of you that decorate others' homes, this can be stored properly in like a some kind of box or container, and because the bow is going to be unsquishable, you'll be able to use it year after year and not have to keep making and redoing a bow every year. Okay, so I've cut that down. The bottom of the curls there are going to go right to, I hit to the board right there. And then same with this side. So you see how all my, I wonder if this is too, no, I think it's good. Okay, and now I'm going to put my little peppermint ones that I just made. Candies. They're going right on top of where the where the hemlock went. Okay, and I'm going to have them kind of evenly. I think I might need a little bit of hemlock. No, I think it's good. Maybe a little bit of hemlock going down the center. Okay, give me a sec. Let us break this down a bit. Okay. I'm just cutting this down a bit. So we have 4 pieces. There we go. Okay. Okay, side, side, and we'll put some of this in the center because, like I said, it is to fill up space. Maybe I should put a tall one in the center. Like I said, I have not done this before, so I am winging it. And hopefully you guys like it. Okay, I'm going to leave this piece. I don't think I need it, but I can use it for another project. So we got some hemlock in the center, some on the sides. Sorry if I'm confusing you guys. You will understand once I get this all together, okay? I promise. Okay, so I'm putting the center one in till the first curl hits the side of the board there. And then we're going to put our snowman. Cut off all the tags, Lord. Okay, looks good. I'm going to do that zip tie up. There we go. I don't want. Okay, and now where the side hemlock, we're going to put our peppermint pick we made. Okay, there we go. Some bend stuff too, so we'll bend it up a bit. Kind of hard when you're doing it this upside down, but that's okay. Okay, and now I'm going to zip tie in our candy cane spiral things. One on the left and one on the right. So right where the end of these curls are is at the end of the board. Okay, and that's how you add all kinds of fun stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add this somewhere. I'm going to rip it apart. I only have the one pick because it came from a kit. So I'm going to make one in this zip tie. And again, you can put whatever picks or greenery and stuff that you have. I'm making mine more of a fun one, only because of my decor. But you can definitely make it traditional, whatever you have on hand. And I'm going to slide this in the zip tie. I'm just going to put candy over here. I zip tied it too tight. Here. And I'll put one over on this side. So I'm just, whatever I do one side, I'm doing to the other. Oh, that looks fun. That's going to be at the top. Cut these off. Super fun. Okay, that is the top of my topper. Now I'm going to just do a little bit of a glue line over it. Oh, I know my grandbaby's awesome. Okay, so I am going to be zip tying some of these still in these further zip ties down, so it will be stabilized. But for now, I'm just going to go right across, which is great. Another reason why the boards are awesome. I'm just going right over top of this whole, even though it's zip tied, we're going to add just some glue from the board over top of the pick to the other side of the board. Board over top of the pick to the other side of the board. Okay, so it's zip tied, glued, we're good to go. Now we are going to make the bow part. The bow part is going to be filled all this in, okay? First thing I want, well, I guess I should do, first thing I'm going to do is right down the center of the board, the two holes right in the center. I am going to add, actually maybe I'll do that at the end. I'm going to add my thing. Let me vacuum up some of my glitter. Okay. And the bottom here where it says TTT, we're going to put a zip tie. This is the very center bottom on row 1. These are where our long tails are going to go. I'm going to put a zip tie just like that. One right beside it. And on the other side. This is the only, these 4 and these 3 at the bottom are the only sets we're going to be using on row 1. Okay? Look how fun that is! All right, now ribbons. So the ribbons I'm going to be using, I have this 2.5-inch ribbon.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
I thought you were screaming.
Oh, no, I was screaming because I was excited.
Oh.
Thank you for checking, though. Now, once we get everything done, we can pull around, like move these, everything's wired. So I'm using this 2.5 inch ribbon, which I've called on my sheet here. And there's a little legend at the bottom. This is RB, so red, blue. I'm using this candy ribbon. And both of these are very glittery, of course. This is RW, red, white. These are in stock. And then I have a 1.5 inch fine glitter. 1.5 inch red fine glitter. And that is all I'm using. Okay. Those are the 3 ribbons I'm using. And I'm also going to be using, because this is going to be a an unsquishable bow, I'm going to be using Value Deco Mesh. Value Deco Mesh. So on the Value Deco Mesh, you need to cut anywhere it says loop. I forgot to write that in there. Anywhere it says loop, we need a piece of mesh. So there's 8 right there. 8 right there, 4, and then 1. And these are going to be 12 inches, so 16, 20, 21 pieces of mesh at 10 inches. This is just a normal value mesh, no metallic in it. You're not going to see it. Use up any mesh that you would not normally make a wreath with. Because it's, you know, thin or kind of crappy or whatever. Use that, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to cut, what did I say? 21 pieces of 10-inch mesh. So half a roll. So I'm going to roll this out. And it doesn't have to be precise at all. You will not see this. Okay, you're going to cut 21 pieces of this mesh. So I got a little over a half a roll. I can do another one. Okay, so, and then row 2, we are going to be doing 8 red and white. 8 red and white loops. I called them flat loops. So we need 8 pieces of this red and white cut at 12 inches. You can use your measure buddy, pull it all the way out to number 12, lock it in. Okay, and how many do I have? I think I only need 2 more of the flat ones. So you're going to do 1. Now this is thick ribbon. I would only go around maybe 4 times, 6 max, because you don't want it too thick. But you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? 6, but I only need 2. So if you don't have a measure buddy, you can use your cutting mat, a ruler, whatever you need to make, what did I say? 12 loops. 12 loops of the red and white. So 12 pieces of 12 inches of that. And then you're going to need 9 pieces at 12 inches of this. So this is what I call red and blue. I'll just cut a couple pieces. So if you don't have a measure buddy, you can just use a cutting mat, cut it at 12 inches. Okay, so the red, you need 9 of these at 12 inches and 12 of these ones at 12 inches. All right, and then I got 16 RB tails at 7 inches. What you can do, we need 16, we're going to do half pieces. So what you can do is do 8 at 14. Okay, so 8 at 14, I'll do 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut this. Cut these in half. So we got 4 pieces. And then we're going to cut them in half again. So I'm going to fold this over. Okay. Fold it over again, and I'm going to dovetail the folded edge. Just saves me from a cut. 1, 2. Three, 4. 6. 7, 8. So we need 16 of them. So I have some cut. Let me see how many I have. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, that's an odd number. 14, 15, I need one more piece of 7-inch. 10. Okay, we got 16 7-inch red and blue tails. And at the bottom, the red and white. We need 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm going to cut them into 7-inch tails. Hello from Australia. So when I do edit this for the replay on YouTube, you won't have to watch me cut all these. But when you're watching live, unfortunately, you do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I need one more at 7 inches. So I'm just preparing all of this stuff so it's all ready to go, and I just have to put everything together. Okay, so there's our red and white tails. And there's our blue and red tails, what I call them. And next we need the red glitter. I have this fine glitter ribbon. It's a 1.5. I need 8 at 14 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all 3 of these are really thick ribbons. So I don't like to go around too many times, because then you don't get a true 14 inch. Okay. Dovetail these. And then I need 4 of these at 7 inches. And it's all written here. So it is in a PDF that you can just print it out if you do want to recreate something like I'm doing. Again, you can use whatever ribbon choices you want, whatever picks you want, greenery, whatever you want. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 7 inch. 7 inch. I do have a little bucket here, so I was doing them. So I need 4 more. So like 8 14-inch total. I'm not sure. I've never made this before, so I'll let you know. I think my tree is, I think it's only like an 8 foot, so that's why I'm doing it on a small board. But if you have anything, probably, well, I'll be able to tell tomorrow once I put mine up. I'm thinking anything above an 8 foot tree would need the large board, because you'll make your bow bigger. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to fold these in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm just going, like I said, I was here for almost 2 hours taking apart and planning and all kinds of stuff, where I figured out it's going to look good, and with the recipe you'll be able to recreate it pretty easy, which is hard when you don't have anybody else to follow. You literally have to sit and figure things out. So this is like the first wreath topper like this that anybody's made. Well, on a board. which attaching it will be so much easier. And you won't have to fluff it. Okay, so we needed 8 14-inch tails of the red glitter and 4 7-inch. Okay. All our stuff is cut and ready to go. So move these ribbons out of the way. We're done with them for now. All right, now I have a whole bunch of writing on here. I got RB, RW, and 1.5. RB, I've indicated, will be this. RW will be this. And 1.5 is this. Okay? Okay, so row 2, we have the 16 half-inch tails. And then we need 8 of these. Okay, so I have, like I said, row 2 is completely, all the zip ties are done. What I'm going to do on row 2 is wherever it says RB is where one of these 7-inch tails are going to go. So to make it, if you just scrunch it like this, it makes the ribbon here like poofy and not lay right. I found if you just take the corner and just fold it in a little bit, take the other corner and fold it in like a present. See how it's like that? And then you pinch it in the middle, your ribbon tail kind of lays a little better. Try that again. And just pinch it. So wherever I have RB on row 2, a 7-inch tail is going in there. Now I'm going to push the tail in, the end of it in until it hits the hole on row 3, okay? So slide it in, it's almost at the hole of row 3, and then I'm going to do that up. Now I'm going to put another one in. So it's RB, RB. Now it says RW. I'm skipping that one for now. So we're putting all the RB tails in. So that is the single normal hole. So the shared holes are getting a red-blue tail, just like that. Okay, this is an RW. It's a normal hole. We're leaving that one. We're going to put our tails in. Skip that one, RB. Trust the process. I know it's kind of confusing and looks funny right now. Just trust the process. There's our 3. Those are going to be our long tails. We're going to just leave those zip ties right there. Actually, I might just, you know what, I'm going to take them out. I'll put them back in after because it's the last thing we're going to do. But I did mark 3 T's. That's for my tails. Okay. Normal hole, it's going to have an RW, as you, if you can tell, it's 2 blue 7-inch tails, and then it'll be a red-white loop. Probably should have did a video tutorial recorded on this. I will do that tomorrow for YouTube. Okay, red and white. We are going over top, even though there's some wire in there from the top of all of this. We're still going over top with the ribbon tails. Again, I'm putting, there's 7-inch tails, but I'm moving it down into the zip tie till it basically it almost hits the holes on row 3. So these are double zip tied plus glue. They are not coming out. Let's see. It's red and white. Now, you don't have to do yours as complex as I'm doing it. Especially if you're just using one, maybe 2 ribbons, you can do it a lot easier. I don't roll like that. I have to do everything difficult. Okay, so we got all our tails, our ribbon tails in. We're going to go around and cut those zip ties off. So wherever the normal 8 holes are on row 3, all the other ones are getting these tails. Okay. And now we're going to do 8 red-white loops. I've done a few of these already on my last thing. These are got mesh in it, and they have a boning, which the mesh is the boning, I call it. Okay, so where it's RW, it's going to get one of these loops, and I'll show you how to make the loop one more time. Again, you're going to use your value mesh or whatever mesh you don't think you can use for a wreath. You're going to take your piece of 10-inch mesh. I'm going to use a stapler for a lot of this, okay? I'm not going to use zip tie or zip ties for a stop or anything. I am going to use staples. Your stapler, there is staples in wreathing. I said. Okay, take your 10 by 10 piece of crappy mesh, put it in a diamond shape, bring that top corner down to the bottom corner, bring the bottom corner up to just below this line here. And I'm putting a staple right in the center. Okay. Then I'm going to take a piece. I'm doing red and white loops right now. So this is that 12-inch piece. You need 8 of them for row 2. You're going to take your 12-inch piece of ribbon with the pattern facing down. Oh, hi. What's the matter?
Well, it's got a quick emergency. She just got to ask for an approval of something really quick.
She's got a quick emergency.
Okay. Okay.
It's something you couldn't answer?
Okay, Lolly, show quick. No.
I'm literally on live right now.
Your mom's on the live right now. She wants to know if this looks too big.
It looks okay. You literally are interrupting my live for that? Lala needs to know if her dress looked too big.
We're all family.
We're all family. Okay, so I got my mesh over top. I'm going to bring this, flip it over, making sure the mesh on the inner part of the ribbon is nice and taut in there. Okay. You can staple it like this on the side, or you can use a small 4-inch zip tie at the bottom. I do like the zip ties for this particular petal because it's like a stopper. However you do it, you can also use rubber bands at the bottom. But what you're making is a loop that's going to stay open. So your bow is not going to get squished. Tulle, I don't know about tulle. I don't think is going to be thick enough, and you're going to have to use an awful lot of tulle if you want to make boning with it, but you can try. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the excess mesh off the bottom of that. So these are our loops for row 2. Row 3 and 4, the loops are going to be just a little bit different. Okay, you need 8 of these. 8 loops of the red and white. Okay, you also need 8 pieces of the red and white at 7 inches. So 8 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty. Okay. Don't leave your stapler. Your stapler's going to be used again. Now what I'm going to do, these are the normal holes. When I'm going to flip this over, the normal holes. So it's a little short, closer together. There's 8, 1, and you'll see that the zip ties are still loose. The other zip ties are where our tails were. They are tight, so you have 8 of them on the other side. What you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of the 7-inch. It is going in to that zip tie. Bring it down till it hits the next row, well, just before the next row. And then you're going to take your loop, make sure it's nice and you don't want any of your mesh sticking out the side. Okay, you can open it up. You're going to take that, put it into your zip tie where your zip tie, your little 4-inch zip tie is past there, and you're going to do this up. Okay, so you have 1 red and white stripe, and then you have 1 loop. We're going to do the next one. One red and white. again, the ribbons are cut at 12 inches. Put your zip tie past, your little stopper zip tie past, and do that up. I had a dream about this, so this is why you guys are getting it today, because I figured if I don't do it today, I'll forget my dream, and you guys will never know. Okay, I'm going to stick that in. This will be a cute wreath too, you watch. Like even if just to put it on a door. Again, putting my 7-inch till it almost hits the next row. Where'd all my loops go? Oh, there we go. My bucket of loops. Okay, on top, down. So Dave has brought my Christmas tree up for me. I just have to fluff it. So tomorrow, when I after I fluff it and I go to put this on, I will go live and show you guys how to put it on. You'll see how super easy it is. I did see this in a dream. Now, of course, if you're doing this all with just one ribbon, it will be literally so much easier, but it's more fun when you have 3 ribbons and can make it super fun and cool. Oh, I need one more, and I think I have to make it still. So 12-inch ribbon. It's glittery. Put the side down. Put your boning on. Flip it over. Match up the ends of the ribbon. Pinch from the top. Pinch from the bottom. We're going to put a little 4-inch. Excess. And stick that in. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 loops. That is row 2 done. So I'm going to kind of just lift these up a little bit and open them. Not too much because they'll just kind of get squished. Just enough so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, chaos for the next. Row 3. We have 8 red and white tails at 7 inches. We have 8 1.5-inch glitter tails at 14 inches. And red and blue. I call them open loops, okay? So these I've called flat loops, where the zip tie is at the bottom of your loop. An open loop, I'm going to show you. Again, you're going to take a 12-inch piece of ribbon. Okay, you're going to take your value mesh that you folded for your boning. You're going to take your stapler. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple my mesh to the end of my ribbon here. And this is what I've called an open loop, and you'll see. Okay, so it's stapled at both ends. And then I'm going to cut the excess mesh off. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your that piece of ribbon, and you're going to fold it in just like that. So you're going to take the edge, bring it this way, take the other end, bring it this way, and about an inch overlap, take your stapler, staple one side, staple the other side. So you've made almost like a circle. I've called this the open loop, okay? On row 3, we need 8 red, blue open loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta make another one. You guys are probably like, what the hell are you doing, Lori? It's called coming up with something different and new. Take your mesh. I'm going to put it right on top of our ribbon. And we are going to staple the mesh to one end. Staple it to the other end. All right, cut this excess off. Okay. We're going to take one end, the other end. Oh God. Throw some staples in there so it doesn't get too wide. Okay, take one end, I'm going to take the other end, just overlap, about an inch overlap. Okay, take your stapler, staple one side, staple the other side, and there is your open loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many did I say I needed? 8. Better make sure I don't have any on the floor. I'm known to do that. Okay, I need one more. So you're going to cut your ribbon at 12 inches. Okay, flip it over. Take your value mesh. Make your boning. So what you can do, if you want to, you can do it a wide one or flip it up again. And just staple. And you can get a stapler at a dollar store. And that'll just be suffice to staple the mesh to one end. excess. Okay, we're gonna fold it over. It's about an inch overlap. Just guess, you don't have to, doesn't have to be precise. Staple, staple. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, we got 8 open loops. We need 8 red and white tails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my God. See, I knew there was another loop somewhere. And we also need 8 of the 14-inch, 1.5 inch glitter. Alrighty. Here we go. Now, first thing I'm going to do is put my 14-inch pieces in. So you're going to open up your 14-inch ribbon tail and pinch it in the center, flip it up so it looks like this. So I have red, blue, 1.5. I'm going to go in and put my 8 pieces of the 1.5 inch tails in. So it is every other one. So the normal holes on row 3 are getting one of these loops, and the shared holes are getting a 14-inch tail. And now you can probably see why I gave you guys a recipe. So I put my tails in first, and then I'll go around and then put my loops in. I'm zoomed in pretty close. Like I said, tomorrow I will edit all of this, so it'll be a little easier for you guys to follow once I edit it. So on row 3, it's actually the shared holes that are getting a piece of the 14-inch, 1.5 inch. All right, that's the last one. Go around, cut those zip tie tails off. This is going to be like a tree topper that you've never seen before. Okay. Okay. Oh, shoot. You know what I did wrong? I'm going to cut these off. Good thing I've got tons of zip ties. I want to keep these open, and you'll see why. these are going to stay open. These are normal holes. Okay, I'll do a few at a time. Thank you for spreading the love. I literally have been spending almost my whole Saturday trying to figure this out for you guys. Okay, so we are going to do a loop in this and a tail. Where'd my tails go? Oh, maybe not. Maybe we'll just do the loop. Okay, so you know how we made these circular loops? What you're going to do is where we've stapled it, you're just going to kind of cinch it. Just like that. You're going to pinch it and cinch where we stapled it. And you're going to put that right on top of that zip tie. No, that's supposed to have a tail. Hold on. Probably dropped some. Wait a second. Oh no, it's red and white tails. Okay. I'm going to take a red and white tail. Put that in. Then you're going to take your loop. Just put it right on top of your open zip tie and zip tie it up. Now the difference between this loop and the other loop, these loops lie more flat. These ones will stay open. So they'll stay totally open and smush proof. Let me see if I can switch. Can you see how it's open? It's not going to smush. So you're not going to have to always fluff your tree topper all the time. Or even if you put this just as a wreath, it's going to be cute as a wreath too. All right, we're going to go to the next open one. We're going to use red and white. Put that in till the bottom of the tail hits almost the next row. Take your open loop, squish it in the middle. Put it right on top, and you're going to do the zip tie on the inner part, on the inside of your loop. And these will sit side by side nicely. Pull it tight, and then cut the zip tie tail. And you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you use blue here? Because you'll see in a sec. Okay, next one. Again, row 3, all I'm using is, for this, is the normal 8 holes on row 3. 7-inch tail. Take your loop, just pinch it in the center, put it right on top of the zip tie, and then come around. So it's a different kind of boned loop. So we want it more flat on the outer part, so it stays like this, but the inner part we want the loops. Zip ties it. Come on. Keep it open. can even, if you want to take it even further, you can take a little 4-inch and cinch with a 4-inch and then just put that right on top. Depends if you have 4-inch zip ties available to you. See how they're staying totally open, like an actual bow. And it's just all in the way we created that loop. Put your zip. Oh, it wasn't right. I don't know. I was thinking. Almost done this row. Thank you. Keeping those ones open. Make sure my thing is right. Yep. RB open loops, 8 RW tails, and we already did the 14-inch. Hard with these, turning everything with these curly thingies. Keep wiping everything out of off my table. Okay, last one. These will get kind of pulled back like this, but they will still stay open. Sure my 1.5 inch is up because it's going to break up. That solid red is going to break up some of this pattern for me. I want to make sure that it is up on top of the red and white single. There we go. Okay. Phew. I'm going to bring up my red. Oh. It's a little bit of work, but I think it's going to look fab. Okay, we're going to bring these a little bit back. Okay, now we're on to the last one. So row 4, we have 4 open red and white. 3, 4. And we have 4 half red glitter for row 4. So the half piece 7-inch red glitter is going in, I guess it really doesn't matter. It's going to go in the shared. So it's going to go just one piece in between these 2 loops, right? And I needed, these ones are supposed to be open. Okay, so we'll put in our half pieces of red. So it's kind of, like I said, going in between here. Like that. This one was a hard one to figure out, but once I got it figured out and could actually make a recipe and actually teach it that you guys could possibly follow along. Okay, so we got 4 half pieces of the red right on row 4, and those are in the shared holes. Now we're going to do on row 4 the normal hole. We're going to keep them open. And then you're going to take one of your open loop red and white and just put it right on top and do that up. 12 inches the loops are. Okay. Look at, oh my God, it's pretty. And then look at all the sparkly. And my Christmas tree is white. I don't know if you guys have seen my Christmas tree before, but I do have a white Christmas tree because all my ornaments, like I said, are Disney ornaments. However, this year I'm not going to put them up. We're just going to have some lights and a bunch of, I'm going to do some bows to put on the tree with all these ribbons. And then this tree topper. That way I can not have to worry about my ornament collection for a bit. Next year, hopefully, she won't try and pick. Because right now, she wants to explore everything. But look, once you get it in there, you don't have to keep fluffing it. Oh my God, it's so cute. It is fabulous. Yes, everything I'm using was available on the website when I went live. But you can use whatever matches your decor. Like I said, I have a Disney themed Christmas. All my stuff is Disney. So I wanted to make something fun. And then we'll show you how I'm just going to zip tie. I'm just going to zip tie this whole thing right onto the top of the tree. It's going to be super easy. And then I just have to take it off at the end. I just have to cut the zip tie, and then next year I can just add another zip tie, and there we go. Use it again. Okay, my friends, we are almost done. Isn't this crazy? It's crazy fabulous. So I am on row 4. You can still see the center holes. This is the small board. You would never know, but like I said, if you have a 12, anything probably bigger than a 8-9 foot, you may want to do one of these on the large board. Okay. Now we are on the very last. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay. We're going right in the center. First thing I want to do, though, is I'm going to put a large zip tie. This is a 10-inch zip tie. A 40-pound 10-inch zip tie. I'm going to put, that's the first thing I'm going to do in that center hole. Is put a big zip tie down it. Okay. The head might not fit in the hole, so I'll have to come from the back. So up and then back down. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. Do it up. And I'm going to take another. Now this is where you can either use a zip tie or a pipe cleaner. I'm going to put a zip tie right through here, just like this, and do that up. Now, you'll be able to, every Christmas, this is going to wrap around the top of your tree and zip tie to the top of your tree, like in the front, not the very top, tippy top, but in the front. You're just going to zip tie this around to the back of your tree. And then when you're finished with it, you just cut this zip tie off. And then next year you can just replace it with slide another zip tie underneath it. Or you can use a pipe cleaner. I think a zip tie will be easier because you just have to put it around your tree and then just pull it tight and it'll stay tight towards your tree, right? But like I said, I'm going to do that tomorrow. You guys can watch me if I can get up the ladder since my knee's all screwed up. Okay, once you got your zip tie in there, we're going to put our last loop. And what I have for row 5 is a red and blue open loop. Why do I keep losing them? I keep losing my loops. All right, I'll have to make another one. 12-inch. So if you haven't seen it yet, these are the how to make the open loop. We're going to cut a 12-inch. Okay. Flip it upside down. You're going to take a piece of mesh, yucky mesh. Don't use anything super good quality, whatever you have. It doesn't even have to be white. You don't see it. Okay, I'm going to staple. Anybody ever see people staple and wreath? Besides me, I've done it a few times actually. Okay, now I'm going to take my stapler, staple it at the end. I'm stapling the mesh to the back of the ribbon. Okay, we're going to trim that excess mesh off. I am going to take, what do I have here? 2 RB tails at 7 inches. So I'm going to cut a 14 inch. Leave it to me, it would come up with some wonky stuff, but you look how easy it is. Okay, we have 2 7-inch RB tails, and then we have 1 RB open loop. So you take your ribbon, just fold it over so it overlaps about 1 inch. Take your stapler and staple either side. Okay. Now we're going to go down that center loop where we just put that big zip tie in to attach it. We're going to go down and back up. This is the very, very center. I am going to take one tail. I'm just going to kind of tuck it in there. The other tail, and then I'm going to take my, actually I'm going to put a little zip tie, cinch it in the middle. I'm going to put a little zip tie here only because it's so, there's not much space in there. It'll just be easier if I just cinched it with a little zip tie. Okay, squished already, so you just have to stick this down right in the center, and we're going to come around and do your zip tie up inside. I personally think this can be used as a wreath or as a Christmas tree topper if you want. Alrighty. Oop, I just pulled that out. Actually, it probably doesn't need it. I'm going to pull that. There we go. It doesn't need those 2 tails. So we got these. Super cute. All right, let's go around and fix them because we are done. All right, so once they're open, they're pretty much going to stay open. Okay, let me clean this up and I will unzoom so you guys can see just what chaos we just made. And we're going to add some long streamer tails. Okay, we're going to make some long streamer tails. So this, you can move your curlies. Everything's wired so you can move it around. I'm going to move my little snowman up just a little bit so he's not so hidden there. Okay. Put a scarf. your tails that are going around the edge. Open up your loop there. Okay, let's put some long tails. Okay, I'm going to just glue. Okay, move them. Okay, let's put our long tails that hang down into our Christmas tree. Wow. That's wow. How long did that take me? Oh, that took me a long time. Okay, so remember on row 1, we marked T, T, T at the bottom. I'm going to put some zip ties in there. We're going to make some streamer tails. I'll show you where I'm going because I can flip this over. This is not, our thing is not smooshing. So right down here, we're going to put one right in the center on row 1. We're going to put a zip tie here. And a zip tie here. And we're going to make some long streamer tails. Okay, so what do I want? So we're going to cut them. So I want this. I do think I want the blue on the outside. So now this will depend on how, if you want to tie some of your ribbon tail into your tree with like the tree branch. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the rest of this because I am going to tie some of it into my tree. Now I do have another roll of this, which I'm going to make little bows to go on my tree to match my tree topper. So I'm just going to cut this in half. So I've only used this one roll of 2.5 inch. Why do I have to knock everything over? Okay, so this is very long. We have 36 plus 30, it's about 60 inches long, only because I'm just using the rest of the ribbon. And I'm going to tie, like, almost like a bridge, the ribbons onto my tree. So what I'm going to do is the end of this ribbon, I'm going to put a little stopper, little 4-inch zip tie at the top. Okay. There's one. I'm going to do the same for the other one. I can't believe it's been dark. Oh, it's almost 6 o'clock too. This project has consumed almost my whole friggin' day. Okay, so I am going to see the end of my little stopper there. I'm going to tuck it in underneath into that zip tie and do it up. That way, oops. There we go. Okay, that's nice and tight. That's not coming out. So that's the one side. The other side, pretty long. Now the center, I'm going to do this ribbon and the rest of this ribbon. And we're going to bridge it throughout the tree. It is fabulous. Now that's a tree topper. Okay, so well, I might as well just use the rest of this. Same thing. Again, I'm going to put a little. Okay. Again, we'll do this. This is going in the center. I guess I could have just put the folded edge in there. So that's coming down the center, that's going along the side, and then this 1.5 inch, I'll use the rest of it. This was the only ribbon that wasn't a full roll. Okay, fold it in half. Take 4 inch. I'm just going to kind of bend it at the top and then, oops, go around with a zip tie here. Now you don't have to use zip ties. You can go in and just literally glue them, or just use the zip tie that on the board. Oh, look at these big long tails that are coming out the bottom of this. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. And this one is going to go right down the center. I'm going to put another zip tie straight over top. So everything is uniform because you can use the holes that are all symmetrical. Okay, I'm just going to put the end of this into that zip tie. Do that. Okay, now we're done. Holy moly. I'm going to dovetail this end. So at 8 o'clock, which is 2 hours, Angie from Team Unique will be on live as well. So you guys got a double header today. Okay. Remove all this, and then I'll show you guys the whole thing. Like I said, tomorrow I will actually put it on my tree. All right, look how this, that, my friend, is a bow topper. You're welcome. And like I said, you can play. Like I said, I spent all morning playing, trying to figure out how I can teach you guys and come up with some kind of recipe that you can make it yourself. And there we go. Look how long these tails are. Okay, so that is the top right here. Lots of fun stuff. Just all zip tied on. And then we are going to attach it just by a zip tie. A big thick zip tie. Or if you want to make it into a wreath, you can go around the top. I would use still a 10-inch 40-pound just because it's a bit heavy. Let's do that up. Or you can make this a fabulous bow wreath. Oh, and hang it on your door. Isn't that fun? And it doesn't squish. You don't have to keep fixing it. There it is. So I have to add the mesh. I forgot to tell you guys the pieces of the mesh. You only need mesh wherever you're doing a loop. Okay? You don't even have to put the mesh in if you don't want. I highly recommend it though. That way you don't have to fluff your bow anymore. Okay? The description, I'll check it out. The thing, but like I said, I'm going to edit the video. There we go. Isn't that fun? Easy. Wasn't it easy? It's easy once I give you the recipe. Anyways, thanks all for joining me. That was actually fun, and it turned out literally better than I thought it would. Honestly. It's so fun. And the actual size of it itself, from curly to curly, is 30 inches this way and about 28 inches from the top curl here. But we have all different colors of these curly things. We have all kinds of the hemlock. There's all kinds of ribbons. You just have to figure out what your decor is and you can make one. Great dream. I have the best dreams. All right, everybody. I'm hungry. That was a lot. I'm going to go. I will fix the recipe. I'll fix it and put it back on the description. And I'm going to go take a picture of this as a wreath, because I think I love it just as a wreath as well, because it's different. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. And have a great rest of your night. Bye, everybody.